Tank update. Guys, we're back to lights. Which lights are going over this aquarium? Yes, and it was a really hard decision. There were a lot of people contributing. Thank you for that. There was a lot of arguments, a lot of straightforward, unfiltered comments down there that helped a lot. We had a big discussion in Triton to find out which is the best light for this aquarium. Doesn't mean it's the best light on this planet, it's just the best light for this aquarium, and we are obviously very demanding, but I don't want to hold you back too much. I don't want to get it too exciting. I'll show you which lights we went for, and it is Ilomagic's X4, right? There were a lot of people going for this light, to be honest. There was a massive, I wasn't actually expecting that. A lot of people underneath were commenting very positive about this light. I think Juan Gabriel was one of them that uses these lights, right? I mean, some of you might know his aquarium. And yeah, we were very positively surprised of this light, of the support the guys gave us. So we had a lot of companies contacting us, and they were all very supportive, to be honest. It's not about that. Like, yeah, very professional. This is a very professional area. Not all companies, I would say, but there were enough that I say that's a good covered professional area. But Anthony and the guys went, to be honest, even a step further than that, right? Now I'll tell you why. The decision was made based on two main things. So we had a bit of a problem, you know, all the arguments gone around, like, you know, spectrum and this and that, and it was kind of hard for us to find common ground. That's why it took a bit longer too, to be honest. We talked to all the wholesalers, all, you know, all our partners. They're all selling different lights, so it's not like, you know, it's not like we are bound to one light, but obviously there was quite a bit of discussions. And we said, Julian and me would sit down and we said, like, listen, we need to have something that actually we want from this light to make that decision in a realistic, you know, way. And we broke it down to the tech part and the biological part, right? Jules was pretty much biological because he went full on. There was a bit of a fight, but not too bad. But yeah, Jules, I mean, if you want to tell us what you wanted to see from this light and what kind of somehow convinced you biologically about this light, and I will carry on with the tech part. Sure. Because obviously Jules is, you know, living here for ages and work in coral collection or whatever. So you keep going with the biological part, and I'll take over for the tech.
Thanks, mate. Well, yeah, I mean, I think as a former coral collector, work at Cairns Marine for 20 odd years, we'd see the areas and the biotopes, again, where these corals are collected, and having to try to recreate that environment that some of the corals we're looking to hold, which have very demanding requirements for their lighting. I think what I was really impressed with was the ability to change the different clusters and the way that they're configured to have really strong white light, which recreates again what the corals are getting out on the outer barrier reefs, where very clear water, very specific spectrum of lighting. So it really, I love the fact that you had the option of being able to change that quite easily. And yeah, there's another function of which, whether you use it or not, it is actually linking into the natural environment that's out on the reef. So if there's a cloudy day, these lights will give that effect in your aquarium, dropping intensity down to kind of recreate that. Personally, whether I use that, I don't know. I'm a bit of a full bore. Let's go full spec. Just go full bore. Let's grow the coral. But I think it's pretty cool. Again, trying to work on a biotype aquarium and being able to recreate the biology and the spectrums of lighting is really what grabbed me with these lights, and that's why I was pretty keen to use them.
Yeah, I think what you said once was that you know, it's a bit of a simulator kind of thing. So we had the guys in from Townsville, from CSIM, and they use lights, you know, they can kind of simulate the depth of of where the corals are coming from. So they're obviously a scientific, you know, a very high-end scientific institution. But what Jules said is, yeah, he wants to have that, you know, he doesn't know what's coming in future. So he said to me, he said, I need something that I can play around with a bit later on. Even if I'm not using it now, I might use it later on, you know. For coral spawning, light is a very important thing. So we kind of don't know what comes still with this aquarium. It will be better than the last one we had, which was pretty crazy already. So yeah, it was kind of that modular thing. And technically it's kind of the same, right? So for me, I developed the Lanis, right? We had our own lights. I went a totally different way to this light. So it was, for me, it was important to have like a flat out area, very flat, non-active cooled. So there was no fan on there on the Lanis. But there was kind of one thing that was very important for me to choose these lights, and that is longevity, right? So I said to Jules, look, we need something that you know, is able to keep going for a while, right? And LEDs are very hard to make. It's very difficult over a saltwater aquarium. This environment is very aggressive, very corrosive, right? To make them somehow live very long, right? And what we had, two things, salt water and heat. And we had a heat sink that was not actively cooled, but it was a very big heat sink. So it was like a very thick piece of aluminium. And there's only two lights that actually passed that. There was the Lanis and the Philips Coral Care. They both have very thick, good kind of heat sinking abilities. And both of them but had one thing that I like to this light the absolute most, and I find it brilliant that they went this way. You cannot change anything on them, right? So they're not modular in a way of, even if something fails, you buy a new light, right? In the case of them, you just have one little kind of PCB, a cluster, they call it, and you just can change it on your own. And I will show you in one of the videos where I change one, and I can show you how easy it is. But this is a $50 piece, right? So even if everything that supports these LEDs kind of fails and one of the clusters break or one LED is broken, you go $50 and replace it, right? And that was a very supportive thing from the guys from Ilumagic too. We said, well, you know, the first thing we said was, you know, I like it very white. And they said, no problem, you can just change the clusters. We make you one with changed clusters.
And thank you, Anthony and Koza, for your assistance through that.
Yeah, great.
Really good.
Hadn't had something like that for ages, right? So really, really cool. And yeah, what you have also now, I think that's pretty new, and we don't have them here, but I will get you some and show you, is lenses. So they have lenses for these little pucks, you know, the little clusters, and you can change the angle of illumination. So, you know, if you have a light that is flat and, you know, just one piece of PCB, and if something is broken, you can't change that LED easily, you know, it's no possibility for yourself. I really like that I can do this, right? And Jules can do it, and Sean can do it, everybody can do it.
Even I can do it.
Even a biologist can do it. So, you know, like if you have something like that, that's really a step forward for the hobby. And I think this is brilliant, to be honest. That got me kicked into, okay, that light really has something, right?
And a lifetime warranty.
Oh yeah, possible. I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm going to give one of these to my kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
hand them down.
Anthony might, yeah. Anyway, so that's really positive. And listen, the real point is, okay, you have active cooling on them, which is also kind of better. They don't compromise. They have a big heat sink, but it's actively cooled, so you always have the temperature matching, so you don't have any problems there. Yeah, there was a lot of things that convinced me, but that was the main thing. Practically, this is nearly unbeatable, right? The other one is that the spread is still really good because they have the 4 clusters on there, very tight to each other. So that's not a point. If you have a little bit of distance, which you always will have over your aquarium, you're sorted. This will work even if we would go deeper in our aquarium. So if you have a really deep one, you put a lens on, so you go really deep. All these little things convinced us this to be the lamp to go for right now, to be honest. I think, yeah, for this aquarium, definitely there's no better one. Light output is heavy, really good, right? So yeah, technically I think very, very convincing light. And
flexible.
Very flexible. Modular, biologically very convincing, so
good.
We can play around with it.
Good apps.
Yeah, a really good app. Yeah, I like that too. Really easy going, very easy to. There's a boost mode, there's a beast mode. Beast boost. But
beast.
Really nice, Anthony. Good name. Yeah. But anyway, so here you go. I think this is our decision. If you have any questions, write them down here. We will have a lot of videos about this light still. We'll hang them. We'll show you what, you know, gimmicks we'll do with them. And
you can also get online and actually see the exact settings that we put on our aquarium. So if anyone wants to
look at that, that's what he loved.
That too.
Yeah, because he is not answering always the same question. So you just go online, see what we set it up to. That's brilliant too, right? Like there's so many little things that really convinced us. And they will come in the next video. So I will show you, you know, like I said, how we change one of them, how we hang them, what we do, how high we hang them, how they look, you know, at the end for sure. And I guess maybe even I have Anthony come around one point because he's in Australia and maybe tell you something about it that he wants to say. But yeah, best light on the market in my opinion in the moment, to be honest, like from a lot of perspectives, practically, biologically unbeatable right now. Okay, so give us a thumbs up and wait for the next video. If you want something discussed in the video, write them down here too. See you next time, guys. Bye.